えーっと、理想現実。
Took a lot of photographs, even some of the the no weapons, the no bullying, no weapon. We took photographs in some high school in. It wasn't in Oregon, but it was near Washington.
実際の高校なの？
Still in the Pacific
ワシントン。
Northwest, near Seattle. And we took some of those. We just adapted some of those posters, and even for example, like this for the map. We did a lot of research, finding real maps of real buildings and trying to be quite precise with the scale, the layout, the locations, because we really wanted everything to feel genuine and to, sometimes you can go really wrong in a game if you just start to forget about the scale and the detail. So we really wanted to have things right, like having this kind of fire hose at this place. And since the game takes place in October, and we are in the US, there is already a lot of Halloween decorations and stuff like that. We wanted to have a game,
ハロウィンの描写全くなかったの。ハロウィンパーティーの描写。なんかあんのかなって思ったけど、クリア後に。
Huge fan of some TV shows, of books, of movies. And I think that in Life is Strange, the setting was really good to have a lot of those Easter eggs that will speak to the players and put the game into a pop culture reality. So there is a lot of stuff that is scattered around the game. If you look at every license plate in the game, you'll see that the letters, they are meaning some in episode 1 titles of TV shows that somehow relate or that were somehow inspiration in some part for the game. In episode 2, it's movies. In the dormitories, you have
そんな統一感があったのね。
which Red Rum, someone wrote
Red Rum
on the slate.
Mr. Red Rum.
Yes, and so it shows that we love us as developers the movie, but also that the characters in the game, of course, know about this movie because it exists in their real world and they are making jokes about it.
We knew that we had to hire an American scriptwriter. We sent some tests to few writers that were recommended and we knew, and Christian Divine, we had a Skype with Christian Divine. After maybe 2 minutes, we all knew that it was this kind of vision of him in the office working with us.
Since we've chosen him, he was at 100% or even 200% project with us.
その違う国のクリエイターを使うみたいなこと。まあある程度の規模以上はってことだとは思いますけど。
When they meet, Max and Warren meet the first time here on the parking lot, we asked them, they were trying to kiss themselves, but you can't do that in the United States. In fact, as French, we were thinking that
確かに。
to kiss themselves. Warren will try to kiss Max, but we never done that, so we changed
なるほどね。修正したの。それでこういう感じになってんだね。アメリカとフランスでもやっぱキスに対してのそういう文化の違いがあるんだな。
This is a kind of mistake we can do as French people, so we have to be very careful about that.
てか割と簡単にキスするんだね、やっぱり。
In France, by just having a peek on the cheek and not in the US. And this is the kind of stuff where having an American writer
アメリカ人はほっぺにキスも
we made some other mistakes, like on this parking at the beginning, we had the parking spots which were really small. And Christian said to us that this is not American parking spots. In the US, you have large parking spots because we have big cars, so we changed that. And we did that for various things, like sometimes a sign were not at the right position or something that was not perfectly true to reality.
So, Chloe's house. This is the very, very first scene we've made for the game. So this is really the scene that we have modified a lot to create.
クロエの部屋がちょいちょい出てくるの。よっぽどやっぱここは力入れたんでしょうね。
The game to Square Enix. That's the scene we showed to publisher.
The first time I tried the game, it was the Chloe's room, a really early prototype, and it felt fantastic to play it.
こんな感じだったんだ最初。
While playing it because the scene was working really great already, even though the environment, the characters were not final. It was really good to play.
And we decided to use this scene because every mechanism is here, but there's also a scene that shows really what Life is Strange is, because it's a story about those two girls trying to reconnect. We had the two
そ
main
っか、ああいうの
characters.
があって、
We
モー
had
ションキャプチャーを当てるってことなのかな。
strong issues with what happened with David later.
それ
So
モーションキャ
we
プ
have
チャーを
the
どうやってゲームに
environmental
落とし込む
storytelling
かっ
when
ていう
you're
のは、
visiting
モーションキャプチャー
the
もわ
different
かんないけ
part
ど、
of the house. We have Zen sequence.
全
It
然
has
わ
the
かんないです
feeling
から
that
ね、
we
そ
really
こは
wanted
過
to
程
push
が。
for the game. This slow-paced, nostalgic feeling. I think that this scene is really a really good one to show that in episode 1.
At the beginning, it wasn't exactly like that. We got different outcomes, and so the scene which is in the game now is really different from the very first prototype. At the very beginning, it was only the arguing with David we have done in motion capture, and I've played with Jean-Luc. So Jean-Luc,
you were doing Chloe.
yeah, I was playing
Oh.
Chloe and Jean-Luc were playing. No, I was playing David. And Jean-Luc is a great writer who has written the original story. So we have played all together because we didn't want to. We didn't add the money.
Yeah,
In fact,
it was
to have a optic motion capture shooting. So
Just to
we
show
try
working
by
prototype.
yourself
And I
to have
remember
animation for the
あれ
prototype.
クロイ
And
とマックスか
the
な。
animation is quite ugly. The characters also
Oh
are
yeah, the first
ugly.
version were and there were at the beginning no
ひどかった。
textures. We had version
Yeah.
with only the grey characters. We were really weird without hair, so we had a hairless Chloe. For
And
the
I think
test.
yeah, Max is
Ah,
quite
so good.
frightening. The smoke and all the FX elements, they are made following the same idea as non-realistic, but like it looks like undrawn smoke a little.
Yeah,
But it's really really beautiful, and our FX artist has made a lot of FX like this. We can see also the wind
Yeah, the wind
outside.
effect.
The wind effect are really beautiful.
うん
And we tried to be as close as possible of the concept art. Like ideally, the game we wanted it to look like
や
some
っぱ
sort
最初
of
元の映画っ
animated
てそ
concept art.
こからなの
And
かな。
I think it's
作って
really
いくって感じな
the,
のか
the
な、イ
3D
メージがあ
really
って。
on development artist and the concept artist, they did a really great job on that because if you look at the concept art for this room and the 3D
コンセプトアートっていうのがあるの
final
ね
scene,。
ああ、なるほ
it's
どね。
quite pretty close. We have those low detail textures, but this feeling of light and but it's a lot of details that we tried everywhere. Even if the lighting, if you look just at the light on the
ああ、そうそう、
drawer,
このね、
even on
日
the light
光
we
を
have
当
this
て
small
が
bending
当た
that
って
gives
る
the
感
feeling
じと
that
か
the
っ
light
て
is hand painted. So
どうやっ
we
て
did a
再
lot
現
of
するんだ
work
ろう
on
なっ
everything
て
on
思いました
lighting,
けど。
visual effects, textures to have this cohesive style. And sometimes the player might not completely notice it, but it still gives this cohesion to the game.
Like for example, for the Chloe's house, how rich Chloe's parents are, so what kind of house they can afford. So this get painted. In concept art, we do like every room, or even the map, the floor
あ
map. In Mac's
Picture
room,
is,
there's a
yeah.
lot of photos on the wall because she likes to take photos, and you got like the bands, poster of bands, which she like. You have to feel like who they are, and just by looking at the room.
最後ですね。アルカディア・ベイの声。
One of the most challenging part of working on the game with an episodic format was to create those two characters in a way that would really appeal to the player. So when you arrive to this final choice at the end of episode 5, if you wanted this final choice to work, we really needed the player to grow to love Chloe, to really get attached to Chloe.
ああ。
So two of the biggest challenge was, of course, the writing and the voice acting to make that happen.
Of course, the story was written as a whole since the beginning, so we couldn't change massive stuff, but small details could be added, a line of dialogue for a character, or episode 3 when you visit Kate in the hospital, and it wasn't supposed to be here.
Oh,
but
so
we've
no,
seen
no.
how people loved Kate, and we realized how much it was important to have a scene like this one.
そうそ
So we
う
are。
いやでも
finding,
むし
finding the
むしろ
voice
あ
of
れ
the
がなかった
character.
ら
So
ケイ
sometimes
ト
you just need to
あれで
think
終わり
about
ってなっちゃうよな。
expressions
確
or
かに。
words that one character
あ
will use
の
and
事
the
件
other
にも
won't
全
use
く
it.
関
And
係しないです
that's
から
how
ね。
you
あの
you grow to
部屋番号
like
教えて
those
くれたりはあ
characters
ったけど。
because when in episode 3 or 4 Chloe at the moment use the word Hela, the players were waiting sometimes for it and they recognize that okay, it's Chloe because she's using that.
So we're working with Blind Light in Los Angeles.
Chigusa.
They sent us a lot of different voices to to listen to them, and we have to decide. So we decided with Michel, Sebastian, and the producer, and Square, which one we want. So it was quite difficult. For example, for Max, we got like 40, I
yes,
think.
I guess we got 40
voices.
different castings.
For Chloe, it was 30, I think, something like that.
Most of the time, we were quite sure and quite agreeing on the actor. It was really hard for Max because it's always on our
ちょっと
mind.
日本語版で
Are we
しか
sure?
聞いてないん
Are we
で
really sure that we're
あっちのはちょっと印象にないですけど
I don't know the number of lines she has
さ
in
っ
the
きちょ
game,
ろっと
but it's
聞いたけど
almost, I think that there is almost 14,000 lines in the game, and I think that more than 10,000 are from Max.
I've never played a character that I related to so much. I
Max
have
の声
a
優
lot of the same issues that she does with her confidence. And so getting to play someone that seemed so similar to me was
若いのかな
really an extraordinary experience. I really feel
20
like
歳前後って
I'm
感じ
growing with her. We'll help you. Just let me go and...
The fun
What's up,
story is for Jefferson. The guy we choose is Derek Phillips, and after we choose him, I discovered that he was Derek Phillips, and he's actually playing one of the main recurring character in the show Friday Night Lights, which is one of my favorite TV shows.
後で
This
気
has
づい
just
た
been
の
really fun for me, especially coming from the standpoint where, you know, when I auditioned for the role, I wasn't sure if Jefferson was going to be the bad guy in this. So, you know, you just kind of came in
こんな
and
声だった
we
の
would do our voiceover sessions, and he was just a cool teacher. So it was kind of neat to find out about this twist. I mean, I'd kind of heard that might happen, but I didn't know for sure if it would. So it was really fun to play with that.
So we are really proud and happy to have Anna and Ashley for Max and Chloe. All the voice talents we've worked with were really involved. They've given something unique to those characters, and that's why it has worked also. It's because there is a part of their soul inside their character.
For Hannah, for Max, one of the hardest parts is that there is so many lines of inner voices.
Oh.
So it was really important for Hannah to give something great for those, and I think it was quite the case. And for Ashley, one of the really hard part is that there is and for Hannah too, there is a lot of really emotional scenes.
I really wanted to sell the moments, and I was
なんか
putting
クロエは
pressure
ク
on
ロエの
myself
声優は
to make
クロエ
certain
にすご
moments
い
like
合
with
ってる感じしますね
Rachel, lots of the moments that
キャ
happened
ラ
in
からして
episode 4, I
元
really
のキャラ
wanted
から
to
して
feel real.
ちょっと強い感じという
Constantly
か
on this roller coaster.
でマックスもまあでもこの人もなんか
So I had
ちょっ
to
と
figure out how to harness
ちょっと弱いというか
those feelings so that I could
ニュートラルな
use
感じは
them
ちょっとあります
to
ね
illustrate what Max is going
まあちょっ
through.
と引っ込み思案
I
感も
remember,
ちょっと出て
during
る
the
気が
voice
するし
recording session, for example, for the scene where they are discovering Rachel's body, it was really hard, even just for myself to listen to the scene, and they told me after that they were, both of them were really crying when they were recording this scene.
We knew already how we wanted to end each episode, but after we take a lot of time to
本当になって
discuss
たな
about how and to think about the editing and the framing, the layout of each scene.
The endings of each episode. That was something really important, of course, because it's an episodic game, so the ending is crucial. If we want, of course, the player to enjoy the episode and to want to come back for the next episode. So I think we looked a lot at also what can be done in TV series, because with the episodic
まあ
format.
確かにかなり意識的にこう印象的なシーンプラスこうストーリー上の気になるところで終わらせるっていうのはやってましたね
or we can use a cliffhanger, and I think that we did both of that depending on the episodes, and right now this is the ending for episode 2.
Here the episode 1 and episode 2 endings are
まあそれがこの映像表現みたいなのがでもやっぱりそのさっきから言ってる通りストーリーと沿ってるっていうねこう何か悪いことが起こるんじゃないかみたいなことっていうか暗示させるそうですね。
In episode 1, for example, we even show some characters you haven't met already in episode 1, Joyce and Frank. And you will find
この人誰だみたいな思いましたよ確かに。エピソード1の最後かな。
And we really
まあこれは
wanted
2ですけど。
in episode 1 and 2 those ends to be like a wide description of all the characters and all what's going on, and also showing other aspects of each character. For example, seeing David on the with his head on the shoulder of Joyce, seeing Victoria and Nathan in Victoria's room, seeing the principal and Jefferson arguing. This is kind of small hints that maybe will push the player to want to see more.
Because this is basically the only moments where we are seeing those characters when Max is not seeing them.
Exactly.
And so we can just bring a bit more. We are not telling too much. We are just
確かに
bringing a
こ
bit
の
more
二人
of
の
those
会話って
characters, a bit sort
な
of
いですね。
mystery.
直接この二人が会話することって本当に校長室でしかないよな。
Like Victoria here with we can see her crying when clearly this was not the way her character
それ以外のところでこう何を喋ってるかは分かんないけど話してるっていうところはあったけど。
happening between the two of them, but it's still bringing a bit of mystery and interest for the characters, for the player. When we worked on the cliffhangers for episodes 3 and 4, of course our goal was still to have a twist. We were really trying to go on with what was important for the story and not just having the shock factor.
Maybe just want to thank you for all the gifts, all the support we have from you.
Yes.
And thank you very much to be so active and so passionate about the game, and we're really happy to see that those characters and this story and those themes means something also for you. This is why we are doing games, so we're really happy, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really think that we have you are one of the best community we've seen for games.
I'm going to cry, Michel.
Yeah, and this community is really nice. I didn't see a lot of bad words. You know, sometimes in video games community can go easily wrong, and it was really it's really pleasant to read and to read everything that the Life is Strange community has to say.
はい。ということで、終わりですね。机にヨーロップとか、向こうにあるんですね。いろいろと。そっか。だからまあ元から配給というか制作、運営にいたってことかな、やっぱ机には。はい、ということで、終わりました。ということで、まあちょっとおまけまでね、見ていただける方が、どれぐらいいるかちょっとわかんないですけど、楽しんでいただけたのなら幸いかなと思ってます。はい、ということで、コメンタリーの実況でした。ありがとうございました。